So if I'm going to go ahead and graph this, I've got my equation, 3x minus 7, and I'm going to be making an xy table. All the graphing we're going to do today uses an xy table. There are other ways to graph. There are quicker ways to graph. But this way of graphing is the only way, like I said before, that will work no matter what kind of equation you have. So here's the problem. I've got an xy table, but there's nothing in it. I've got an equation, but I don't know what to do with it. Does anyone happen to remember what I'm going to do? I have an xy table, and I need to fill in some numbers here somehow, some way. Who remembers how? No ideas? I'm supposed to choose numbers for one of these. Does anyone remember which side I'm supposed to choose my own numbers for? Anna? The x's. Good. The question then is, what kinds of numbers should I choose? Honestly, it doesn't matter. But there are some choices that are better than others. I would not suggest choosing really large numbers like 152. Maybe that's your favorite number. I wouldn't choose it. Choosing a really large number is going to be two problems. One problem, if I choose 152 for x, I'm going to have to calculate it here and get something even larger for y. Now, if I'm trying to graph this, what's the problem with having really large numbers? If I want to graph this when I'm done, why would I not want huge numbers? Someone said it. I just heard it. That's it. You can't graph it. If you have ridiculously large numbers, you're going to have to make a ridiculously large graph. That's either going to take a lot of graph paper or it's just plain not going to fit. So let's choose some smaller numbers, and I suggest just putting 0 in the middle, because 0 is the smallest number you could work with, smallest value you could work with. And then we'll have, let's do some positive and some negative. Let's just do these numbers here. Now, I've chosen some values for x. Who knows how I'm going to find the values for y now? I'm hoping this is starting to become more familiar to you. You have done this before. What am I going to do with these numbers that I just wrote down for x, these numbers that I chose? What am I going to do with these to get the y numbers? Leah? Absolutely. She said I'm going to plug it in for x. Right here, the letter x. X is negative 2. X is negative 1. X is 0. X is 1. X is 2. I'm going to solve each one of these. And here's how we're going to set it up. If I'm going to plug in a negative 2, then I'm going to take this exact same equation, but instead of x, I'm going to plug in a negative 2. Then I'm going to plug in a negative 1. Then I'm going to plug in a 0, a 1, and a positive 2. And my task now is to solve all of these, to find out what they are. So what I would like you to do at this point is go ahead and calculate each one of the numbers that are supposed to be in here. So 3 times negative 2 minus 7. 3 times negative 1 minus 7. 3 times 0 minus 7. Do each of the 5 numbers. The answers that you get will go down the y column. So go ahead and do that now.